east of Brazil. So starting first with what and I'm going to talk about in general and just a brief introduction. So the total land area of Brazil, of northeast Brazil, sorry, is around 1.5 million kilometers squared, and the population is around 55 million. It consists of these 9 states, as you can see over here. Here's a map to show. And it is the poorest region in Brazil and the most illiterate region, with an illiteracy rate of 14.2%. However, this region has multiple tourist attractions such as beaches and old colonial towns, and an abundance of history and culture, which involves colonial towns, and we'll get into why that is later. So first of all, I'll be talking about the illiteracy. It is, as I said before, the most illiterate region, and it is actually twice the national average of the rate of illiteracy, which is actually 7%. It also has the 3 states with the highest rates of illiteracy, as you can see here. And this is a brief chart showing the illiteracy rate from 2008 to 2022 in Brazil. And it is going up, unfortunately. So why is illiteracy such a big problem in northeastern Brazil and in Brazil as a whole? Well, for that we have to get into education. So first of all, education is compulsory, meaning necessary by law, and free for ages 7 to 17, meaning children can just attend public schools. But somehow, and I've done research but I don't know why, roughly only 60% of Brazilians have 4 years of schooling or less. And in the northeast and the north and central west, they get smaller schools when compared to south and southeast. Basically, what you want to know here is that the government underfunds things like hospitals and public schools in the north when compared to the south, which you can see here. For finance, for the schools, northern and westerns are financed out of the meager municipal budget for schools, while in the southern, they're predominantly state supported. And the southern has better teachers, like more qualified ones, when compared to the north. So here you can see a chart showing how many Brazilians finish school or just don't. As you can see here, finish school, sorry. And then we're going to get to healthcare, which is another big topic, because northeastern Brazil's healthcare is also known for being really bad. But here's the reasons why it's bad, okay? So first of all, it's the high price. I mean, it does vary what place you are, but in northeastern it's usually higher. And also, once again, with the themes of the government underfunding, stuff in the north or west or northeast, they have lower levels of public health service when compared to the south, unfortunately. The healthcare centers are also like hospitals. Also, they have a long distance. Like somebody has to it takes someone a long while to get there. Like as you can see here, 53.5% of rural low-income population live farther than 5 kilometers from the nearest primary care center, and over 60% are distant greater than 10 kilometers from the closest higher complexity healthcare center. So that is healthcare for the northeast. And then we get to economy. So as I stated before, poorest region in Brazil, and it has a state with the highest poverty rate, with Maranhão, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, with 51.6%. And however, it has 7.8 million hectares of agricultural lands, with a share of 6 to 13% in the Brazilian production of soybean, maize, coffee, sugarcane, milk, and beef. 61.4% of Brazilian family farmers are in the region, which I'm pretty sure is the most out of any region in Brazil. So here's the reason for poverty. So first of all, due to its, as I mentioned before, lack of education. What are the difficulties? The weather here, the climate is actually pretty good, but then they face things like drought and floods, unfortunately. Economic inequality, inequality of land distribution, lack of development, which goes back to the underfunding I was talking about, and lack of abundance of natural resources, which I mean, it doesn't have as much stuff like natural resources as the south, like minerals and stuff, and coffee, I'm pretty sure. But it doesn't mean they have a lack of natural supplies, though. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying they don't have as much as the south. However, it is slowly improving, as everything is in Brazil. So as you can see here, poverty among agricultural households have gone from 65% to 36%. And extreme poverty among agricultural households have gone from 30% to 8%. And you see here, Here are the top 10 states with the highest poverty rate. Most of the northeastern region stay around here, which is quite unfortunate. So then lastly, I'll be talking about tourist attractions. So northeastern Brazil has known for its beaches, and here's an example, which is the Praia de Pipa. These are just two examples I pulled up. And then also, beaches account for a lot of Brazil's GDP, by the way. You can see here, tourism in 2018 was responsible for 8.1% of Brazil's GDP, with most destinations being coastal cities. Brazil is famous for its beaches. And then you also have in the northeast in particular that's famous is the old colonial cities, which because the Portuguese settlers actually first landed, I would say, on the northeastern part of Brazil. So that's why there's so many old colonial cities here. Here's just an example. It's really cool. It has an abundance of history. And that will wrap it up for my part. Here are my socials. Bye.